Okay, what's up, guys? It's your favorite Sane Kage, here, the Dark Kage, and we're gonna be doing part 8 to What If Issei was the reincarnation of Gogeta, sorry. So I have an announcement to make. I will not be doing any of this series until I finish this original one. And this part will not have an intro. So, why don't we just get into it? Let's get started! So, where we last left off is Issei has now, as Issei had just teleported into this black and yellow-haired man's house. As remember, I told you he has the power to teleport using the instant transmission by feeling this person's energy. It was pretty weak. In all honesty, it was honestly pretty weak since he's just a human. So this is where the black and yellow-haired man would greet Issei. Saying, welcome. My name is Gogeta, or my friends just call me Issei. This is when he says, I'll just prefer to call you Issei. This is when he says, would you like a drink? My pleasure, Issei says. Which him and Issei started having a few drinks, and just Issei explained to the black and yellow-haired man about all his different powers and abilities. Not saying no weaknesses. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna give him a weakness. I don't know. I may just give him a weakness if you slap one of his girls or hurt them. Yeah, he'll be a bit vulnerable there. Like he'll be a bit vulnerable. That's all I'm gonna say for an attack. But besides that, that's the only weakness he has. Since Gogeta's not like Vegeta, which meaning like he won't just make fun of you until the fusion time is up. His fusion time is up. Jiu Zamasu. This man Gogeta did not waste no time in fighting Broly. Yeah, of course he played a bit, but at least he defeated Broly, unlike someone over there who just wanted to play like he's a freaking kid. But anyway, guys, enough with the Vegeta and Vegeta versus Junk. As after this is when Issei got a phone call from Rias and the rest of the gang, as they explained that they're about to do some stray devil hunting. Issei says, alright. Make it there as soon as you can, Rias says. Which Issei saying, alright. So this is when he tells Azazel that their time is gonna end off here. Which Azazel then said, I'm sorry, not Azazel. The black haired man just simply says, alright. If you alright, this is when he says, would you like my soul, or would you like something else? Which means I'm not really that type of person, so I'll just take whatever you can give me. Which he simply gives him a simple payment. Which Issei simply just says, alright, I'm gonna teleport out of here. Putting two fingers on his head, instant transmission, aimed in front of the rest of the gang. Which Rick's like, damn, you got here fast. Says, it's just something, it's just an ability I have. Instant transmission, he says. Not really nothing big you can say. So anyway, this is when let's get to the story. So this is when Issei simply says, alright, so what is the plan, Grace? Just when she says, you keep I'm gonna go with Small and I'll finish off the Stray Devil, Grace says. Issei bowing, which all of them were not bowing, but they're all of them just shaking their head. This is when Issei says, alright, let's go. This is up against the power alphabet. This is then says Kaioken. As he then uses his Kaioken, saying, alright, let's go. Gonna go Kiba. As he does, he's not gonna use the boosted gear that much. He's only gonna use the boosted gear if it's 100% needed. As there's also someone watching Issei. Yes, there's someone watching Issei currently. It's a girl, by the way. But she says, interesting. He's not even using his sacred gear. He must have a strong, normal power. And power using I've never seen in my life before, the girl says, which her sacred gear are green. As Issei simply said, it's Issei, and says, ah, shooting out key blast. When the Shredder would turn into like their monster form, you can say, their giant monster form. But Kono then get with Konoko then punching, doing a barrage of punches. What like the straight devil just like like that hurt a lot. Just to let you know, she punched really hard. As this is when she says, "Can I go?" This is when it's like, "Go ahead." This is when he teleport. But Luigi simply says, he says, "Ah, Big Bang attack!" He says, "Big Bang attack!" And he shoots a Big Bang attack, which is like, oh, the monster of God. This is when the monster snuck up behind Kanako. This means like, Kira! This one give it like, huh? Like, you know, like it wasn't canon. This is when Issei then jumps in the way and saying, yeah! Giving him that, they're giving her, like, the straight devil. This is the bunch he gave Broly right in the gut. And then the kick he gave Broly. Sending back with Akana coming in with her lightning. Striking down the straight devil, which is then finishing the straight devil off with her destruction magic. Which once they're done, they all celebrate. But in a bit of a distance, like a few inches away, you hear a slap as Rias then asks Kiba what's wrong with him. He's usually not like this, as Kiba does still disrespect her as he walks away, with everyone being confused. But this is when he's just like, what's going on with him? As this is when Issei then walks over as he says, Kiba, what's the problem? With Kiba then saying, they don't be on that Sasuke shit. As this is when he just walks away. As this is when this is when Riz then begins to explain about just explains about Kiba's past, as which Issei showing the Holy Sword picture, and explained that he used to go to church with this kid all the time. It was pretty annoying. Which Riz then saying, alright. Which this is when Issei then, so alright. This is when he takes off his vest and t-shirt and his shirt and his wristbands and his boots as he jump on his bed saying with him then crossing his hand out on the back of his head and laying down how Goku does it, how he just sleeps like that. This is when Riz begins to take off her clothes, and then Ozzy's like, "What are you doing?" With Issei then opening up one eye as he was trying to go to sleep. This is when she's like, I'm obviously gonna sleep with him. But this is when Ozzy's like, nah, if I do it first. The two of them begin to argue. This is when Issei just comes up with a quick solution. Alright, how about one of you sleep on one side of the bed and I'll sleep in the middle and one of you sleep on the other side. Which Riz getting on the right and Ozzy getting on the left with Issei. This is insane. Okay. But and then feeling something hard on his arm. Like if he didn't say ow or nothing, but then looks over to see that they're sleeping on his arm. Which he didn't say. Man, how am I gonna deal with you two? He says. Alright guys, hold on. Okay, so now we then go to a different someone else's perspective. As we see Kiba simply shedding a few tears as he sees the church, which then someone walking in a distance as Kiba then says, "Who are you?" We then see that it's with Kiba not seeing that it's Free Chosen. Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't Issei whoop his ass in season 1? I made Issei whoop his ass in season 1. Oh hell yeah! Cause him having one, he only has one arm, by the way. So he can only use one hand now. Man, that was so much fun. I hate Freed so much, just to let y'all know. I don't like his character at all. So this is when Kiba then pulls out his regular sword he uses, like his holy eraser. This is when him and Kiba then begin to have their cannon fight. But this time Kiba overpowers him just by Kiba. It was like I'm gonna say it was like a 50 to 95% chance of winning, which 95 was Kiba since Free doesn't have one of his arms, and he also have one of his eyes are also gone because the man got angry. Also, when seeing the Excalibur sword, Kiba got PTSD for a minute. So yeah, this is when we go to Issei's perspective. He starts to begin to move around. Uh, 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 if you hadn't seen visions of his past selves, well, two of his past selves, um, as he sees a weird shaped hair guy with with blue and orange on, with him then seeing a bald haired man just get blown up in front of him by this weird white and purple dude. He says, "Don't do it!" And you hear in the dream, "Don't do it, Frieza!" Which, as we know, boom, this is when you would see Goku go Super Saiyan. As now, in another dream, you see having, he then he sees a guy in blue and white, with white gloves and white boots, saying, "I will not let Kakarot surpass me," and going Super Saiyan. So yeah, he's just having these weird dreams. And then like Beerus, which just is when like he begins to move around, which Beerus waking up to see the Red Dragon Emperor gauntlet out. Of him saying, uh, with Issei then saying, "Hurrah!" With Issei then waking up, but him just breathing in and out. With him just having nightmares about past tragic events, kind of getting some type of dream PTSD, having PTSD in your dreams or something like that. So yeah, this is when Rhea he's a senpai, are you alright? With Issei replying, yeah, I'm fine. Had a weird dream, he says. Just go back to sleep, he says. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So anyway, so this is when Issei was gonna wake up the next morning. He was gonna see Riz and Nadia both sleep on his arm. Naked, by the way. This was when, not screaming, just staying quiet since they're still sleeping. Because that's just rude. As Issei was thinking, oh shit. How am I supposed to get out to brush my teeth? And do everything else? He's like, and what will my mom think? He's like, she think I'm a sex appeal. Oh shit, what do I do? But then saying, oh man, this is when things, I don't want it, I need help. He's like, just yells out to the sky, waking up Agia and Riz with them both, with them, with them both then leaving so they can get dressed and make breakfast and all that junk. Jesus saying, I don't know. Oh, this is so bad. Because now that Riz is here, he says she's kind of influenced Agia not on purpose to do bad things, to do dirty things. Like that's a bad thing or anything. He's thinking, oh shit, no, I can't do that. She's so sweet. I can't do that. And then he then begins to think more dirty things. I gotta stop thinking these things. This is when he slams it in a wall, saying, I am the mighty warrior Gogeta. I cannot let my mind get like this. I won't be able to fight in battle. This is like, anyway. But this is so much fun, honestly. This is when Drake's like, hey partner. Yeah, what's up, Drake? You need something? He's like, hey partner. Yeah, what's up? My man, Drake. Do you ever stop thinking about women? Yeah, man, I love training and I love food. And there's a lot of stuff I think about, not just women. Maybe in your perspective, that's how you see things. Drake says, well, yeah, that's kind of true, kid. Anyway, so what are you gonna do? This is when he's like, what do you mean? One day you're gonna have to face your eternal rival. Who is that? He's just like, his name, a lot, well, I don't know who's the host is, but the dragon is my twin brother. His name is Albion. He is the I forgot what Albion's nickname was. Oh yeah, he is the white vanishing dragon emperor. And he is the opposite of me. While I boost, he divides. He takes your power. He takes the current power that you just stored up. Okay? And this is when he begins to start to explain Issei about the rivalry and shit like that. This is when he just says, Alright, I understand. Alright, so eventually I want to face this so-called enemy, this so-called rival in quotation marks, because he's not scared of this person, by the way. Because he's the strongest warrior in the... He is literally the strongest warrior in the multiverse. He can't... He can't be beaten by some wannabe dragon emperor. So this is when it says, I will protect Reyes and all of my other girls. If this is for Zim, I still will have the old dream of Harem King. But my true dream is to be the ultra high class Devil King. But not just the ultra high class Devil King. But I wanna be the god of everything, Issei says. Then laughing. This is when Drake laughs as well, saying, kid, like laugh at him. Kid, you have a long way to go from there. But I believe you can do it, considering you are the reincarnation of the strongest warrior. And you can only use a fraction of his power. And you can only use a fraction of me. You can only use about half my power. But just when he says, shut up, Drake, he says, I'm just kidding, partner. Because anyway, this is when Draven explains that he said that pretty much every single host he had is always, well, male host has always had women sworn with him. This makes it like you're one strong piece of sacred treasure. Is like, thanks for the compliment. And it says, my dream is to greet my current dream, or not dream, but what I'm trying to achieve currently, or my goal. My current goal is to reach Super Saiyan Blue. He says, considering I can only go God as my maximum form. And I want to master the Kaioken technique to its fullest stage. He's like, that's a dream you can definitely achieve, Drake says, oh great warrior. Being sarcasm. But anyway, Issei says, I'ma go get ready for school. Issei brushes his teeth, washes his face, puts on new clothes. His usual outfit, and after he eats breakfast, he would grab Reese and Akano and just simply fly into school. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, this is when Issei simply says, "Alright, we're here." And now we go to Sono's and Tsubaki's perspective as they see an orange blondish haired girl with a blue haired girl with one of the tips of her hair being a bit of blonde, which Ethan simply senses. Oh, he's the only one right now who senses like holy magic. He's wondering where it's coming from. As he cancels that strong force that Jake was talking about as well. As this is when the girl asks Albion, do you think Drake's host can sense me? This is when Albion says, I don't know. We'll just have to see about that. Anyway, guys, back to the game's perspective. As we see Issei and Azia walking in the old school building, aka the Occult Research Club building. As this is when they see, this is when Azia and Issei then sees a like, well, Issei already knows what it is, but like she, which Azia sees like police tape and just wrapped on the doors and it's super locked. But Ozzy asked me, Issa, did you know anything about it? Which Issa then explains that this room that's called the Forbidden Room we're not allowed to go in. I don't know why. Issa, she just, he knows why, because he can sense this, a living person in there because of the spirit bomb energy. Because, you know, I'm gonna give spirit bomb the ability to sense anything. Do, 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 do. So yeah. So he senses a living being in there. But he just has to ignore it for now. Okay guys, so this is when this is when um Riz leaves the old school building with Aka no Tsubaki and Sona, which they still have the same conversation as they did in canon. And this is when this is when Issei and Nadia are just simply walking home. But this is when like Ozzy can barely stand up. She falls on Issei. Issei you sense that too? With her shaking her head. They sense a lot of holy magic coming from Issei's house. This is when Ryusen tells them she has to go. She then charges, just runs her so she can get back in. But Issei then walks in his house as he sees a long orange-haired girl. As this is when Issei's jaw drops. He's like, but this is when Ethan has a sparking face. He says, very much, good to see you. Giving her a big hug. As, yes, he did not know she was a girl, so he won't say that because it's rude. But he did. But he did remember who it was. And he says, ah, so you remember her, Issei. Issei's mom says, it's her and Ashira. This is like, this is a friend from way back. Issei says, it's good to see you too, Issei, and he says. But, you know, in her usual really excited tone. But anyway, so this is when Issei says, she says it's also good to see you. This is when she then, but this is when she says, can I talk to you for a minute? She says, and this is when they walk away. This is when she takes ours. She's behind him and takes her sword to his throat and says, who are you? With him easily is simply teleporting like in the back of her. He says, it's me, Issei, he says. Listen, she says, you couldn't be Issei. Trying to kick him, but him catching her kick and just on her back. Just like, not even trying, just like, pretty casually. You couldn't be Issei, as unlike every other person, she's not affected to like the magic Issei put on everyone. Like he basically pulled some Gother junk on everybody. You know how Gother tricked everyone to think Astarosa or Maya was Astarosa? Basically, yeah, it's basically what he pulled. But she's not affected to it because she has the Holy Sword. Or something like powerful that will make sure it doesn't affect her, you could say. So this is when she says you couldn't be Issei. If she shows an old picture of the two of them, that's not affected since she kept it at all times. Since she was actually in love, over the years she fell in love with Ethan. Because if you were Issei, you would look like this. Showing the picture. Jesus says, how do you have that? She says, unlike every other picture for some reason, I kept this with me at all times. Jesus sees the Holy Spirit. It's really me. Because he said, if you were me, I'm sorry, if you were really Issei, you would probably be trying to grope me right now, remembering She's his favorite thing. Which, remembering, he's still a favorite, which she never noticed, but he actually is really good in this, right? And she says, oh, so it actually is you, Issei. Saying, I wasn't lying. I literally wasn't lying. As he begins to explain to her, a little while ago, you can say, I was killed, and I was reincarnated into my original form, which my real name is actually Gogeta. I am a half Saiyan, half dragon, majority of a Saiyan, and a small percent of a devil and dragon, because I am also the Great Dragon Emperor, he explains to her. Which also, Zenobi is also there now too, once their little scramble was done. This is when they continue the conversation, as we now time skip later on in the day, which Breeze is now currently talking to both Ozzy and Issei, as she should have been either one of them attack you, but she says nodding her no, because honestly, her character really didn't do nothing to him since he has either dodged or blocked him, since it really doesn't affect him at all. And also, he also always has a key barrier. Okay, so now we go later on, which Issei tells Riz that he's going to do a contract, which his mother asking Issei where he's going at this time of night. Issei would simply say, I'm going out. He just makes up an excuse, I'm going out to get some milk or something. She's like, alright, be careful, which Issei says can do. Which Issei, when closing the door, he then flies to the location where the black, yellow-haired man told him to meet him. Which the two of them just simply go fishing for a little bit, which Issei simply continues to tell him his problems and stuff, saying, well, he says, if I were you, Issei, I would be careful. And I would have to choose which girl I'm going to marry soon. Since you're almost about to be out of high school, kid. So Issei says, yeah, I know. But I don't know what to do. That's why I came to talk to you for a little bit, he says. So, what I say is, he leaves. Which now we time skip the next day in the clubhouse, which Issei had just got there. Everyone sees even now, and we are already there in front of sitting across a couch from Riz. But Issei decided to sit next to Riz in the notes. But Issei then saying, alright, so what do you want from us? But Shinobi is then saying, I want you to stay out of this. But Shinobi begins to explain that they're here to collect a few holy swords from the church, which Issei then sensing using telepathy, as he then sees that the church really isn't that special at all, and it's really not a good place to live in condition. Jesus says, I can help you, I don't really mind. He says, quiet, devils. Issei then looking at her with saying, powering up, saying, I dare you say that again. Which, he says it again, saying, don't try me, devil. If it is on her story, Issei then saying, smirking, Rah! As he going Super Saiyan. This is Super Saiyan 1. I dare you challenge you, and you don't even need to fight you in this. As he then powering them down. I said you can live with me until you're done with this. I already know the church is not a good living condition. So now you better take my offer up. Or not. Which Kenobi says fine. As this is when she says, we're leaving. Which Aaron was like, bye Issei Kun. But she's just saying, goodbye, Aaron. Which, this is when, in the corner of their eye, they see Ozzy Argento. Which is gonna be called. So this is when it says, like, what did you just call her? A witch. It's been her explain that she was once a saint, but once she heard a devil, that was many years ago, she said. And you acting like she knew. This is when she says, I told you not to challenge me, they said. And if you say one more bad thing, I will, even though we are best friends, childhood friends, here and now, I will have no choice but to fight you. With me, with Zenobia been saying it's a challenge then. He just says, count me in. But guys, we're gonna be leaving this part off here. See ya.